Hey everybody, Jay Barrino here. Thanks for joining me this week for the StarCraft 2 Weekly Mutation. I'm joined by Subsorian again, and he's here on audio.
Hey guys, it's backup Deltron.
So yeah, Deltron is weathering the quarantine. I'm sure he's doing well. He's popping in on the Discord every so often, but Subsorian and I will be tackling the Weekly Mutations. And this one doesn't look too bad, not like last week's.
Yeah, just fear and microtransactions and void launch. I know a lot of people hate microtransactions, but if you have the right commander, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, this one to me, I mean, I feel like static defense would nullify this.
Yeah, and I'll take any opportunity to play Stukov bunker play. So
okay, cool. Well, if you're gonna do that, then maybe I will just random. I don't know. No one is particularly weak to this, in my opinion, but
Tychus is kind of, like the hero-focused ones are going to be a little weak because fear really messes with them. But I mean, it's
and
really
it costs
not
a
that
lot.
much.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. I don't feel like any of these are particularly strong or weak unless I were just go straight static defense. And if you're gonna do bunkers, then I don't need to make static defense.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm gonna make I'll go Kerrigan, and it can maybe use Nidus Worms to get around easier.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Or just make only Kerrigan. Just only play Kerrigan.
That's a viable strategy. I have some trouble with the fear, but it's
Right.
actually.
I guess the percentage of the fear landing is based on the amount of HP that the unit has. So I think heroes are slightly more resistant to it, but still, if they get hit with it, you're screwed.
Yeah. I used to try doing Tychus runs for everything, and fear was always the one where I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll actually try with a commander that works with it.
He's good in most situations. Microtransactions, double-edged, and fear really are the ones that hurt him particularly.
And double-edged, that's I know people have figured out how to do it.
Don't get damage upgrades. I don't know.
I don't know if it came through. My game just crashed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We'll, Okay, I started recording again. We're back. We had a game crash, but everything's fine.
Hopefully, come on. Let's get through the screen.
Well, I was saying after I'd stopped recording, I was letting you know I've been playing with some other folks and had the same crashes. Like, when it's my first game of the day, either I or the other person would lag out or just outright crash. It's very strange, but after that, it's fine. No issues.
Yeah, usually I'll have it sometimes. There's just some days where it'd be really bad, but usually StarCraft's pretty good about it.
We were also talking about the mutation from last week where we weren't on voice chat together. That one, it was sort of rough. It obviously took some time. I don't know how much voice chat would have made that much of a difference. It's hard to say.
That's true. I mean, it pretty much A-moving with my units, so like once we got that down, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, once I finally decided, I'm like, I'm just going to warp units in and right-click them on Nova. That way, like, I don't have to worry about losing my stuff to mines.
You won't be able to destroy
and you had the complete responsibility of beating the mission, I guess.
You must do so before
Yeah,
they
I
leave
mean,
the planet.
having someone just worry about the actual mineral pickups, because I just at a certain point in the game, I just lost track of them.
The central warp conduit.
Because I'd look away and Nova would get caught on a passing butterfly, and then my army just run into mines.
Yeah, the range of the mines, like Tychus couldn't outrange the mines. I actually cut that attempt out. I cut out 2 attempts because of the length of the video, but one of them, you had tried Tychus, and I didn't realize that you couldn't outrange mines with Tychus.
Yeah, which was surprising. I tried pugging before I did it with you, and I had some success with Rattlesnake, but I just couldn't get enough turrets up because there's a lot of mine clusters.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were saying Zeratul, but I'm sure he counters everything. So.
Yeah, the Zeratul cannons I do reluctantly. I don't know. I'm not. I don't always try to pick like the most optimal solution in every situation. I just do like what seems kind of fun. But sometimes, like that void launch one with the heroes, that one was like, all right, yep, I will do Zeratul cannons. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't skip many of them. That one, because I mean, before this, I would always pug them, and I can't pug that one. I was done.
That one was rough, yeah. Next week's doesn't look too great either. I guess we could talk about that when we get to it, but...
Yeah, and as some of you may know, they put out like a list beforehand. Yeah, next week's is gonna kind of suck. So
yeah,
make some fun attempt on that one.
Oh gosh. Well, they're in the editor. They load them up like with patches. You can see a list of the mutations as they're on their way out. That's how people can find them. If anyone's curious, I think there's a way to load them up in the editor with the co-op dependencies.
I think it's like it's in co-op dependencies and in data. They have like a list of them.
Now Kerrigan's got 40 seconds.
It's all good. I can. The benefit of Stukov is a lot of good early defense.
Right. It's weird, like, I already don't have very high APM, but I have to purposefully not click stuff as much as I want to. It's very strange.
Yeah. Shut down on your base.
I'll be fine here in a second, yeah. Alright, fear.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the, oh, there you go, you got it.
Must spawn more overlords.
Oh, right. They lowered the cost of a lot of Stukov stuff, and I'm still getting used to the timing on it.
Not the bunkers.
No, well, they lowered the supply cap, which is huge, because, ooh, that was brutal.
Yeah, and really, resources aren't really that much of a long-term issue in co-op in general, I've noticed. It's just...
Yeah. Stukov has a bit of a, like, there's a bit of an upgrade wall for him, but after that, it's just, yeah, you just spam out what you can.
I love his tanks. They used to be so expensive. I'm really glad they changed the cost of that. That made a huge difference for him.
Yeah, his tanks I've always thought are underrated. Diamondbacks are really good, too. I just
never
really use them.
The DPS from... Well, I learned that from Direct Strike. I mean, the units are different in Direct Strike, kind of, but that's one thing it took me a while to notice.
Did Ty ever put out Zeratul for that? I know he was,
No.
I don't play much Direct Strike, but I know he was having trouble getting into work.
He basically acquiesced and said, it's just not going to work. Yeah. I thought that was interesting how he just outright was like, nah, his units just don't work with this mode, period.
Yeah, I get it. It's, yeah.
But I know an attempt was made, at least.
Yeah, no, there's some creative stuff behind it.
Yeah.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
Oh, I'll come up there.
Oh, right.
Wow, if I spam inject larva even without the resources, it uses minerals.
Yeah, one of the nice things with Stukov, is that still the case? Yeah, the psi emitter, which rallies all of us infested, does not count for microtransaction.
Oh.
So you just move your army and not have to worry about anything.
That's interesting. Oh, this Banshee doesn't cloak. The pre-placed Banshee doesn't cloak. That's a nice...
It's timed. The upgrades, all cloak upgrades are timed for co-op.
Oh,
I don't remember which, but yeah, ever since they added the, whatchamacallit, like, oh, Zerglings will get speed, Marines will get shields.
Yeah. These are all little things that I never taken the time to really read into.
Looks like the enemy is heading for
Let's
us.
see, where is Kerrigan?
Let's go say hello.
I call this the apocalypse.
Thankfully, this comp shouldn't be too bad.
Oh yeah, this should be great. Honestly, this would be really good for your tanks, actually.
A wave of shuttles has been shot down.
If you want to build them.
Oh yeah, actually I was gonna go Liberators, because I just enjoy going them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had an ongoing, like, crusade with the devs to try to switch them to Valkyries because of the Stukov theming, but it's become more of a meme than anything else.
It makes me wonder if, like, that's sometimes, like, if it's just in that specific instance of development they didn't have the resources to make it, so it just, in that case, it was Valkyries, even though you probably can assume that that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, so actually, and the honest answer, in spite of, like, kind of me joking about it, is, so there is stuff in the editor about, oh, that, like, this is the Valkyrie weapon, that's the Valkyrie weapon. But I think it was just the fact that they didn't want to make a whole new model.
Yeah.
Like, that there's no Valkyries in StarCraft 2 aside from one that's not actually a Valkyrie.
I mean, there are a bunch of co-op models, though, that didn't exist otherwise that they've made for co-op.
I'm thinking if they ever end up getting to do Gaul, which they might, I don't know. It's I can dream. I'm a big UED fanboy, so.
I'm right-clicking Kerrigan to pick up resources, and I'm gaining as much as it's costing to move her. Smart, Jay
Yeah, you might
Barino.
want to just have like a Zerglin that goes around. And...
Yeah. Okay, hopefully this stuff doesn't rally in weird spots, and it did.
Now, we have an enemy attack inbound.
I'll just immobilization wave, then we can
Enemy
clean this up, and then we can kill the...
right now.
Right, that sounds good.
Figure I'm just gonna make Hydralisks to probably take care of this.
Allied forces in swarm forces under
Anything
attack.
anti-air, really. I just want to get a good line of bunkers up before I start anything else.
Yeah.
Swarm has evolved. Allied forces.
Ultra Cavern.
Assimilation
Her...
aura is ready.
One thing I do know is that her... Mutalisks are so good.
Have my attention.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But again, I don't know if it would be cheaper to make those or cheaper to... Well, no, they're 2 supply. It would cost them the same
Scan
amount.
complete.
Just 2 and
Thank
2,
you
I think,
for
to
your
move
help.
them.
They would have been lost without you.
Perhaps now
Is it based?
the
I
enemy
can't remember if it's based
understands.
off of. I think you're right.
It's based on supply, unless they're only
Destruction.
minerals. It's
It's
one
down.
mineral and 1 gas per
Attack
supply, I'm
incoming.
pretty sure.
Get ready.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Because I know like basic units, I think are just one.
Time to
I don't know if they cost gas like Zerglings and all that, and they have like a special thing for heroic units.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a totally separate thing.
Oh, I should actually pick those up. Oh my
Once those
God,
guys
stop.
are done running around in fear. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if they, well, no, didn't live long enough.
See, I don't know, like, is it even worth making Ultralisks? Because the amount of supply that they cost just to move them is just hugely expensive. I don't know.
Probably not. I mean, we're going to be dealing a lot with air. Oh yeah, classic infantry comp.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, I
gonna...
think Kerrigan should deal with them just fine.
Quantity
Like Kerrigan alone, yeah. I'll get
Yeah.
double Spire just because it'll be
Immobilization
fun.
wave is
Might as
now
well.
available.
Allied forces swarm combat.
Oh, nice, you're going in. Yeah, sure.
Conduit is powering
I
up,
just-
and a wave of
They're going to
shuttles
die
is bearing
anyway. I'm
toward
just
it.
rallying them in.
That's a good point, yeah.
Get ready to move out.
Just like, I have to use one A-click and then stop. Like, I don't want to...
Assimilation aura is ready,
waste
my
money.
queen.
Even
Yeah,
though I
keep
have a
my-
bunch of money.
I keep microing my workers and like, oh wait, yeah, that's draining a good bit.
Allied forces in combat.
The fight begins.
Just gonna queue up all these upgrades in case I run myself out of resources. I mean, I've got enough Hydralisks, I think, that can handle this. I need detection.
Yeah, I should get some up too.
The shuttles have been destroyed.
Nah, if you're a real co-op player, you just wait for them to run out of energy. That's how you do
Yes.
it.
The pro strat.
Yeah.
Protection's wasted resources.
Not those... Not the wasted resources of building the units and losing them. No, 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 no.
No.
Listen.
Additional allied forces swarm forces.
Do I have any? Oh, oops. I forgot to get the last level of best waves.
I always forget the last one of that, too. I don't know what it is.
It's the fact that the armory just takes a really long time compared to everything else with that.
Yes.
So it's easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Our research vessel is ready. We're
He's only
moving
going to
out
the
now.
right. Wow, okay, we've got, I guess, a ways to go here. You can still move if you have no resources, right? I think it just uses
Yes.
what's in the bank, yeah.
Yeah, it'll subtract and then subtract from 0. Then you don't go negative or anything.
Okay.
Allied forces
Immobilization
in
wave
combat.
is available.
It's a
my
free
queen.
loan. It's free money.
I think there was, oh god, what was that? There was a mod, like, Total Biscuit and a bunch of community members made a while ago where you could go negative resources.
Allied forces.
And it was made to simplify StarCraft, but I just, when I tried it out, it was just...
What was that, Axiom?
Yeah,
Is to stop
Axiom,
both
yeah.
Axiom,
waves
yeah.
from escaping.
I remember Axiom. It's similar to so many cool mods. I just feel like it's like some of the coolest stuff that no one ever played.
Yeah, there was a lot of attempts to, like, redo the basics of StarCraft 2, because I know, like, especially a lot of old Brood War players wanted a little more complexity, but... Oh. Here we are, into
The
attack wave.
enemy has taken an interest in our base.
I mean, I've seen some pretty good stuff, but you got bunkers over there. That should be fine.
Yeah.
But
Throw the Alexander up there.
yeah, I found that
The fight begins.
there are also a lot of folks who, again, they think that they just like, oh, I'm just gonna change stuff almost for the sake of change. Like, I don't like this macro mechanic, so I'm gonna remove it, but I'm gonna add a bunch of my own macro mechanics. Was kind of the result.
That kind of ended up either you lost a lot of complexity or added some more that ended up being broken in a different way.
Yeah.
Shuttles are no more.
Say goodnight.
It's challenging for me to build an army,
Thank
but
you for the escort, Commanders.
I think it's fine. I could just make
That took long
exclusively Zerglings if I wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very ground-based comp, and your Zerglings have that lead, so I think the only thing that's really going to mess with you is siege tanks.
Yep. I'll get some. Yeah, I'll get some Ultralisks.
Oh, I'm loading minerals.
Me too. Yeah. I'm just gonna get another hatchery.
Literally the opposite problem I thought I would be having.
We are unending.
So I'm rallying to Kerrigan, and I keep forgetting, like, I only need to move her. I don't need to move everything that's following her. That defeats the purpose.
Yes,
Another
yeah.
warp conduit has
Because it'll
been
still
activated.
attack, like...
A wave
Yeah.
of
Well, that's what I did
shuttles
last week.
headed
I right-clicked Dragoons on Nova, and
My
they followed her
forces will
around.
see to its
Yeah, yeah.
demise.
I had a thought. I'm like, oh, I could make a greater spire. No, I'm not gonna do that. No.
Speed Brood Lords are pretty fun.
They are. It's just I don't have enough gas to do anything as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just gonna sit on where the attack spawns, and I can just hit
Yeah.
him with a mobilization wave. Oh yeah, you've got
big
bunkers
ones
at every
this
one.
way. Should get better about microing and loading them, because we're pretty much killing them before they get to the point of the bunkers.
Yeah.
Should do that now. Jesus.
That was very satisfying. They just evaporated. That's just fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think Ultralisks.
Preparing a research vessel. Make this one count.
As much as I want more commanders, I think at this point, like, there are a good amount of commanders that represent, like, a really, really good variety of play. And I think at this
Yeah.
point, what I really want are more maps.
That's a very common. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I think the problem is there's just co-op's such a small team, and they pretty much need any development resources they have.
Right.
That actually, like, returns money, and maps don't really do that.
Exactly. Yeah, maps aren't. Well, every map that's been released so far has been free. I mean, they could basically outsource it like they did with Rock the Cabinet, but they're still remaking it, and it costs money to have the advertising just to run a contest
You
like
have
that.
my
So.
attention.
Yeah, and they also, I know with Rock the Cabinet runs the problem of they do have to remake a lot of the assets for, I know they have to re-record the voices for Union.
Yes.
Like, you have to hire Union, can't
It will
have that,
not get
but
past us.
Oh, I loved
Like,
Cal, the original Cal from Part and
I-
Parcel.
I miss Cal. I think everyone who loves Davis misses Cal.
Yeah. Man, I remember playing every single one of those. We made our own series where we played every single entry that we could find.
I remember those, yeah.
And it was fun, but it was, I mean, by the end of it, I was like, good God, please let me play anybody else that is not Raynor, Kerrigan, or Artanis.
Yeah, that's kind of the. I'm hoping if they ever do that again, because people like a lot of the co-op community have already made maps where you could put every commander in. I feel like it couldn't be too hard.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it just has to do with them unwilling to release the co-op dependencies. Are those available? I think a lot of those are available. I don't think you need to own them to have them in the editor.
No. Yeah, unlike the campaigns, release Nova Covert Ops, you can pretty much, I think you can unload them without owning any of them. I actually am not sure, because I know they've recently started sectioning off commanders, but that was more to save space. Because otherwise, anytime you load co-op, you just have to load all of co-op.
Interesting.
Science owes you a great debt, Commanders.
Such an amateur strategy. I expected better from our enemies.
I'm killing
Eliminated,
everything.
Commanders.
And I'm
That's
reluctant
all
to
good.
A-click them back to the main base.
Swarm forces under attack.
It's a good thing that those science vessels, oh, they're out of energy. I was like, Irradiate would work really well against you, I think.
Yep, and it often does. Oh wow, we're already on the last wave.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Time flies when you're full clearing
Yeah, full clearing void launch.
on a mutation. Well, this one was easy. Last week's I wouldn't consider like ultra hard, but it was hard especially when you couldn't communicate. Next week's just seems terrible. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
All three warp conduits are
I
active.
think
must
if we coordinate, I think it'll be doable. Like
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Seer was in Overwatch mode.
Swarm forces under attack. Swarm forces under attack. Allied Forces
Okay, I'm not loving the irradiate myself here.
In our base.
I got plenty of money. I don't know why I'm not just A-clicking.
Oh, right, I built Liberators. I just kind of kept them at base.
All right. Every time I play this map, I just have bad memories of that one mutation with the heroes. My God, yeah.
The one where they, and I think they even admitted it was bugged. They were not supposed to spawn and get bigger with every single, like,
Yeah. That was what
shuttle
was
launch.
nuts. Yeah, it got like the frequency with which they spawned, and I think they were double. I think they spawned twice as much as they were supposed to.
Yeah, because I think it counted every single individual shuttle launch as a separate, like, okay, increase the attack.
Yeah, increased wave, yeah. And then Nova, you couldn't stun her out of her nuke. Even if you killed her after she started launching it, it would still land. That was, oh my God.
Oh God, yeah. Like I said, I tried that and I was like, okay, maybe next week.
Yeah, well, this one was a nice and easy one. Next
nice
week we can go
smooth ride.
full try hard.
Oh boy.
You'll all have to see what the mutators are next week if you haven't looked yourself, but it's gonna be nasty.
Eltron, please come back.
What is holiday bonus?
That's the. I think they extended the. Oh wait, are you getting a holiday bonus? Oh yeah, okay. I think they extended the whole like quarantine. Like, oh, we're gonna give you more experience for this time period, kind of thing.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, because they ran them all where they were all free up till 15 for a while, but I think that's ended. But I guess we're
Yeah.
still getting more XP.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't extend that because Heroes extended their whole like, oh, all Heroes free thing. So, oh well.
Yeah.
It was fun while it lasted.
It was. Yeah, well, this was a nice and breezy one. Thanks for joining me on Voice, and I guess we'll see everyone next week. We're going to do it again.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.